We all negotiate every single day, whether we realize it or not. From these huge deals at work to the tiny little decisions we make at home, it's one of life's most critical skills. But what if you had a simple map, a kind of GPS, to navigate any negotiation you face? Well, that's exactly what we're going to build today. We're going to create a framework to help you master the art of the deal.
So let's just start with a quick question for you. And I want you to really think about this for a second. When was your last negotiation? Was it this morning? Maybe trying to get the kids out the door? Was it yesterday in a meeting? Or maybe last week, just figuring out plans with a friend?
The real answer? Yeah, it was probably just a few minutes ago. See, we have this idea that negotiation is this formal thing for boardrooms and high-stakes deals, but the truth is, it's happening all around us, all the time. Deciding where to go for dinner, that's a negotiation. Figuring out who's doing which chore, a negotiation. Trying to manage a project deadline with your team? Absolutely. It's baked into the very fabric of how we interact with each other.
So, how in the world do you master a skill you're using constantly? Well, you start with a map. And it turns out, the secret to navigating any negotiation, big or small, really just boils down to balancing two fundamental tensions.
Okay, here they are. It's this simple. On one axis, you've got assertiveness. That's all about how much you want to get your way, how focused you are on your own goals. And on the other axis, you have cooperativeness. That's about how much you want to get along to preserve that relationship. Honestly, where you land in this push and pull between these two, that determines everything. All right, so with that map in our heads, let's dive in and explore the 5 key negotiation styles. And I want you to think of these as a complete toolkit, right? Because each one has a very specific time and a place where it's the perfect tool for the job.
Let's start over in the most aggressive corner of our map, the competing style. And the perfect animal for this is, of course, the shark. This is what happens when you are all in on assertiveness, with pretty much zero cooperativeness. You are playing to win, and you see this whole thing as a zero-sum game. For you to win, somebody else has to lose.
And this chart just nails it. For the shark, the goal is simple. I win. The mindset? It's basically my way or the highway. But you gotta look at that risk. It is massive. When you go after your own victory at all costs, you can seriously damage or maybe even completely destroy a really valuable relationship.
Okay, now let's go to the complete opposite corner of our map and meet the teddy bear. This is the accommodating style. We're talking high on cooperativeness, but really low on assertiveness. For the teddy bear, the relationship is everything, and you're totally willing to sacrifice your own goals just to keep the peace and make sure everyone feels good. And you can see the trade-off so clearly here. The goal shifts to you win, and the whole vibe is, hey, let's just all get along. The danger, of course, is pretty obvious. Your own needs get completely pushed aside. And while that can feel really generous in the moment, if you do it too often, it can quietly build up a lot of resentment later on.
But what happens if you're not trying to win, and you're not really trying to help the other person win either? Well, that brings us to the turtle, who just pulls right into its shell at the first sign of conflict. This is the avoiding style, low on assertiveness and low on cooperativeness. You're not engaging with the problem, you're just running away from it.
With this style, the goal is basically no deal. The mindset is pure procrastination. I'll deal with this later, which, let's be honest, usually means never. And the result? It's a crystal clear lose-lose. The problem doesn't just go away, it sits there and festers under the surface because nothing actually got resolved.
So we've seen win-lose, we've seen lose-lose. What about that holy grail, the win-win? This is where the wise old owl comes in, the true master of the collaborative style. This is that sweet spot, high assertiveness and high cooperativeness at the same time. Instead of fighting over who gets the bigger piece of the pie, you work together to figure out how to make the whole pie bigger for everyone.
The goal here is a genuine we both win. And it's all driven by this incredibly powerful question, how can we both get what we truly want? This approach is where you find the most creative, long-lasting solutions. But, and this is a big but, there's a cost. This path takes the most work. It requires a serious investment of time and energy, and most importantly, a deep level of trust that you're both on the same team.
And finally, smack dab in the middle of our map, we have the pragmatic fox, the master of compromise. This style is all about being moderately assertive and moderately cooperative. It's not about finding that perfect win-win, it's about finding a fast, good enough solution where everybody gives a little to get a little. It's practical.
The goal here is pretty straightforward. Split the difference.
The mindset is all about, come on, let's just find a middle ground and move on. And while this approach feels really fair and super efficient, it does have a hidden risk. By rushing to that easy middle, you might completely miss a much more creative, collaborative solution where maybe nobody had to give anything up at all.
Okay, so we have our 5 styles. Now let's really connect the dots here and see how each one naturally leads to a completely different kind of outcome. We're talking a clear win, a lose, or a draw. I mean, just think it through. If you go in like a shark, you are setting the stage for a win-lose battle. It's inevitable. If you retreat like a turtle, it's almost always a lose-lose, where the problem just lingers. And if you put in the work to collaborate like an owl, you create the possibility, the opportunity for a true win-win. There's a direct line from your approach to your final outcome. So now you have the map, and you understand the different destinations each path leads to. But here's the secret sauce. The real skill isn't just picking one style and sticking with it forever. The true art is knowing which path to take and when to take it. And this is where it all comes together. That toolkit I mentioned? Here it is. Competing isn't bad. It's actually the perfect tool in an emergency when you need a quick, decisive action and you know you're right. Accommodating is smart when the issue means the world to them, but honestly, it's no big deal to you. Avoiding is great for letting things cool down, or when the issue just isn't worth the fight. Collaborating? That's your power tool for the big, complex problems. And compromise is your go-to when time is ticking, and a good enough deal today is way better than a perfect deal never.
And this, right here, is the most important point of all. True mastery isn't about becoming the ultimate shark or the perfect owl. It's about having all 5 of these animals in your personal zoo and knowing exactly which one to call on for any given situation. It's all about being flexible, being adaptable, and being strategic.
So as we wrap this up, I want you to remember this one thing. The goal isn't to find your one true style, it's to build your toolkit. So look ahead to that conversation you're having tomorrow or that decision you have to make next week and ask yourself this simple question: what does this moment require? Does it need a shark, a turtle, a fox, a teddy bear, or an owl? The power, as always, is in the choice.